All right, hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, where we will see the line later in the program for the Tour Championship, and also sponsored by our friends at Mall Chevrolet, and we will have a personal Mall Chevrolet story within the program as well. First of all, Danielle, well, great hoodie, by the way. That's a tremendous look you have going on. The golf hoodie.
Oh, you like that?
Our merch store link will be posted again. We're getting that going. Looking good. Harry Mays, how are we feeling on this Tour Championship week?
Well, it's almost my bedtime, Moose and Greeny and Danielle. But actually, we're feeling pretty good. We got the final event of the playoffs coming up this week. It's kind of been a little bit lackluster outside for a certain Sunday by a certain Norwegian that I know we're gonna talk about. It's football season. I watched football all last night, and I got to be honest, that game kind of got me juiced.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're looking at the picture, watching the video, obviously Greeny is joining us this week. His annual appearance on Swing It and Ding It, because we are at our family vacation in Lake George. Just a slice of pure Americana heaven up here. And then what we do is we really lay it on thick for the first couple days. Like Greeny and I cooked pizzas on the island. We just made tacos. We made pasta the night before. And now we start bringing in the golf rounds, right? So tomorrow we play Sagamore first thing in the morning, first group out, 7 a.m. Wow. That's like our favorite round of the year.
Dew sweepers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. I mean, the first tee shot where you could see the lake, it's incredible. It's like the fog still rolling off the mountains. And then Friday, we're going to play a place that we found last year called Ticonderoga, which is we're a little bit further in Hague. It's 10 minutes from us and just such a fun track. It's like literally on the side of a mountain, not super long, right? But just like two great courses to play like in a week because they're so different. But
that's awesome.
Looking forward to that for sure. But yeah, Harry, you brought up Viktor Hovland. Whew, my man. He wins the BMW
just highlight that back nine
with a record 61. He was 133rd in final round scoring going into this week.
Yeah.
10 birdies, 7 under par, 7 under 28 on the back. Comes from behind for a 2-shot victory over Scheffler and Fitzpatrick. Scheffler's having some issues putting, but just what a performance from Viktor Hovland, 25 years old.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, and it is it was kind of shocking, to be honest. I mean, I know he was high up on the leaderboard to begin with, but nobody saw 61 coming from him. He had 12 threes on the card. Think about that. Think about filling out your golf card as you're playing your round and looking at it as you get done with the 18th hole and you've got 12 threes. That is just incredible. I might retire. If I ever do that, I think that would be end of it. I'd laminate the card. I'd double, mat the son of a bitch and put it up on the wall in a frame because that's it. It's not getting any better than that. And, he gets his second win of the year. He won at the Memorial. Now he's won 2 BMW events, one in Europe and one in America. And then he won all those tropical events that we always talked about, like Puerto Rico and, Mayacopa and all these places. That and the Memorial. So it's like you either got to drive a BMW, stay in the tropics near sand and green blue water, or be related to Jack Nicklaus. That's it for Viktor Hovland. Okay, the guy's a monster.
Unbelievable.
Not bad things to have.
No.
Harry, we do have to talk about Fitzpatrick. I thought this was hilarious. I don't know if either of you saw this, but in the presser after they asked him about it, and he goes, I can't do anything about a 61, but he goes, I called him a little piece of shit. Or I'm sorry, a little shit.
He did?
He did. He goes, you're a little shit.
Yeah. In like a joking manner, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely in a joke.
Yeah. They're Ryder Cup friends.
Yeah. They're going to be Ryder Cup teammates. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
I have concerns and I need to talk about them. But, you have Hovland, you have Scheffler finished second, Fitzpatrick, Rory, who's like, had been hanging around, and Homa. But Harry, what's Scheffler going to do, man? Like, does he have to can he fix it this week with this putter, or is it have to be an off-season thing?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he had a pretty good round. He had a pretty good week. I mean, he had 2 sloppy bogeys, which ruined his tournament on 11. And I got to credit, Ian Baker Finch, which I will never do until he does something really smart. And he did this because he called it beforehand. He questioned him using driver on 11. And he was right about that because he hit it through the fairway into the rough, and he ended up hitting it over the green and made a sloppy bogey on 11. And then he made a sloppy bogey on 17, I believe. And that was the end of the tournament because he needed to make, hit it, knock it in from the fairway. And by the way, Fitzpatrick gave it a pretty good run with that too. He needed an eagle to force a playoff, and it came pretty close. But I think Scheffler's okay. I think he had a pretty good week with the putter, to be honest with you. He just had 2 sloppy bogeys, on Sunday. But man, nobody hits it better than him. I mean,
and staggered scoring this week. I mean,
yes, yeah, the 2-shot. He's got a 2-shot advantage.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have some really good stats from our friend Jeff Ulrich at the Fantasy Grind when we get into seeing the line with DraftKings to take a look. But it's one of those things. It's like I feel like a regular weekly tournament. There's more about it that you talk about. With this, it's like, all right, we're on to the 30, right? Like it's like, okay, great. Hovland won. Rory played well. We're on to the 30. Let's see who wins this thing. So, but yeah, I mean, there were definitely some implications this week. Guys that moved up a little bit. Guys that got in a pretty decent position. So we will see how it all plays out.
Guys that snuck in there. Speed at number 29.
Yeah. And Straka. Just got in.
Spieth, Straka, and
Hatton
are the even. Or the
Hatton was throwing clubs. Did you see him throw that club? I thought he was going to break that iron that he threw. I think he was kind of near a bunker. And all of a sudden, I see him chuck this club.
Oh yeah.
If you're one of those guys, right? If you're starting even and the leader is 10 under, right? Yeah. For a what's your mindset? Like, you just playing your game, or
I'm drinking.
Really?
I'm drinking. I'm starting out with some sort of vodka drink on at the first 9 holes. I mean, there's no question about it, because I'm already making guaranteed money. Okay,
true.
So I'm already in. There's no cut.
It's a great way to look at it.
I am cocktailing.
Cocktailing.
You're rolling out that $15 million purse.
Exactly.
Going a little transfusion.
I'm not beating those guys. Are you serious? I'll take
Tito's
30th.
Little Tito's action. I like it.
Incredible.
I like it. So, Harry, I see that hat you have on today, which is one of our favorite things, and we're hoping that we're going to be able to get up there. But Danielle, talk about what's going on up in the Scranton area coming soon.
Yes, sir. We have the NEPA Invitational. It's actually the 3rd annual, which is bananas. Because I remember when we were up in Pennsylvania just 3 years ago, and B is like, hey, I mean, he's talked about starting, a pro-am to get back to the general area of northeastern Pennsylvania forever. And finally, he's like, this is the year. The first tournament, we put it together in probably like 8 weeks. So this year we finally have a new tournament director. So it's not so much just him and I having to do everything, which is wonderful. We have a whole team behind us. And the field this year is looking incredible. A lot of guys, a lot of pros from the PGA Tour. Obviously, we have Korn Ferry guys and some of the PGA Tour America guys coming up. We have a lot of local pros and support staff that come out. It's open to the public, so anyone can come out and watch. You can see a lot of talent up there playing. We also have dinner with the pros Friday night, so I think there's still a few tickets available. So if you head to the NEPAinvitational.com, you can see some additional details there.
Tremendous. Look, hopefully we can get up there and record the podcast again live on site. Check out one of my favorite locker rooms, the Country Club.
Oh, yeah. So we can show that locker room. Brandon raves about their showers. He says they have one of the best showers in the world. Their water pressure, I guess, is incredible.
It had me pinned to the floor. I had to roll around to get out from the pressure of that shower. I was like a turtle on my back. I couldn't get up. It was incredible.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, this year it's benefiting the Janet Weiss Children's Hospital. In the first year, we raised $100,000. Second year, $250,000, and we're trying to double that again this year. So
awesome.
That's outstanding.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. I mean, Harry, you didn't make it up the first time we were there?
Yeah. I was there the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we played it. I played the golf course. It's unbelievable.
Ex-cop guys and Sean. Yep. Yeah. That was so much fun. Yep.
And then Sean was our MC for the dinner. So we had a great first time with the Swing It and Ding It and our radio crew the first year that we were there. So hopefully it can happen again this year.
So Greeny, who's with me now, Harry, has a little issue with his wife's vehicle. and he's like, "Hey, I need a Chevy Traverse." I said, no worries at all. Here's Dante's number over at Mall Chevy. And what was that experience like, Green?
Yeah, so this is my second unexpected car purchase of the year. So just think, nobody likes going car shopping. It's not the most top of your list type of thing. So my wife tells me she totals her car. So got to call over to Moose and say, hey, can you hook me up with Dante? And he was nothing but professional, courteous, bent over backwards for us, made the experience so pleasurable, easy. And we just absolutely love the vehicle. We actually drove it up here to Lake George. Drives beautifully, and it was just a pleasurable experience. Nothing but great things to say about the people at Mall Chevy.
Wife totals the car, and you call Moose. I mean, just think about that situation right there. But yeah, Greeny with the testimonial tells you why for 8 years in a row now, Mall Chevrolet has been South Jersey's #1 Chevy dealer. Now, it could be because they treat their customers like Greeny just right, but that's why Mall Chevy was voted top 100 dealer in the country for customer satisfaction. But we still think it has a lot to do with that motto: we sell Chevys for less. Find your perfect drive at Mall Chevrolet. Visit Mall Chevrolet on Haddonfield Road in Cherry Hill, right across from the Cherry Hill Mall, or online at mallchevy.com. That's a great story. I mean, I'm glad your wife is okay. You got the new vehicle. You get up there to Lake George. Everything's good, right?
Everything's great. I mean, the biggest surprise for me was, well, obviously everything's okay with her, but I was on a golf trip with my boys. The first 5 minutes that I get there, I get the call from my wife to say, hey, I'm okay. Everything's okay. But I got into a little fender bender. And so, yeah, that put the weekend into perspective a little bit too quickly for me.
Wow.
Yeah, but go see Dante. Go see the guys over Mall Chevy. Joe Perry, they will take care of you. Tell them that we sent you and you heard about it on Swing It and Ding It, and go check it out. So, guys, we like a good segment on this show, do we not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have See the Line, right? We've also rolled out The Course, of course, with Harry Mays.
Right.
Greeny loves The Course, of course, by the way. And now we're rolling out a new feature this week called Spilling the Tea with D.
Hey.
Danielle, what do you got?
Yeah, so this new segment going to be bringing you a little golf news from around the world of golf for, PGA Tour, LPGA Tour, Dev Tours, Live, whatever it is, former players, current players, much, much more. So let's just go into a few things that are going on in the world of golf today. Let's start with Team Europe is locked in for the 2023 Solheim Cup. So Captain Suzanne Peterson named her 4 captains picks, which rounded out. So it's Celine Boutier, Charlie Hull, and I might have to have Harry correct me on some of the pronunciations. My LPGA girls here, Leona McGuire, Georgia Hall, Lynn Grant, Carlota Siganda, Anna Nordquist, Maha Stark, Madeline Sagstrom, Gemma Dryberg, Carolyn Headwell, and Emily Peterson round out Team Europe.
Harry stopped listening after you said Charlie Hall.
Oh, no. Yeah, Charlie Hall, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Moving on from the women, as we're going to get into the first half of the U.S. Ryder Cup team has officially set the auto qualifiers. Max Homa, Patrick Cantlay, Wyndham Clark, Scotty Scheffler, Xander, and Brian Harmon. And then spilling the tea a little more. Speaking of Ryder Cup names, a name that we haven't heard of, guys, in quite a few years. Daniel Berger is rumored to be returning either at the Fortnite or Sanderson Farms. He hasn't played since the 2022 U.S. Open.
Forgot about him.
Yeah.
He's been working with Martin Hall.
So, believe
it or not.
I saw that on Twitter today. I was like, hold on.
Yep.
Let's check this. I checked the sources. Seems pretty reliable. So we should see him at the start of the new swing coming up. In not so great golf news, PGA Tour player Eric Compton was arrested and charged with domestic battery and strong arm robbery. He's facing felony and misdemeanor domestic violence charges. Details of that says he threw his wife into a wall and her cell phone into the backyard pool. So we're going to move on to more positive things. This evening, the Payne Stewart Award was presented to Gary Koch. He was a 2023 Payne Stewart Award recipient in Atlanta this evening. Our friend Brad Faxon is a former Payne Stewart Award recipient. So I've been getting a lot of great content coming in. So stay tuned to his Instagram as well as the PGA Tours and check out what's going on there tonight. And to wrap it up, we'll talk about today's press conference at East Lake where Jay Monahan commented on the PGA PIF framework agreement, and he said, "We have to put an end to the divisive and distracting litigation. We have safeguards in place to control the future. I'm confident we will reach an agreement that will have a positive impact for the PGA Tour and our fans." And I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like the same stuff we've just been hearing for the past 5 months. And to further that, he just said he actually passed when someone asked him whether LIV players were going to be able to come back to the PGA Tour. So that is the end of our first Spilling the Tea with D segment.
Great stuff.
A lot of info right there. I'll tell you, I watched Gary Koch's speech, and it was pretty impressive. I mean, I had no idea what this guy has. I mean, I knew his stature in the game of golf, University of Florida on the tour, and then his great broadcasting career. But I had no idea of all the things that he has been doing for years for charity in the Tampa area. And it was pretty impressive. I got to be honest.
It really is. And the Payne Stewart Award is based on 3 qualities, which is charity, character, and sportsmanship. And if you take a look back through that entire list of recipients, I mean, he joins the ranks of Zach Johnson and Bernhard Langer, Hale Irwin, Stuart
Billy
Singh.
Andrade last year. Yeah, it was great.
Was last year. Yeah. Tom Watson, Ernie Els, Arnold Palmer, like I said, our guy, Brad Faxon. So if you do take a moment, you realize what these guys do. It's more so than just play golf. They're really great off the course as well.
Tremendous. Spilling the Tea with D. I love it. It's a mainstay. Now, you touched on the Ryder Cup, and I want to stick there for a second because I put a post out. I said, all right, you have Homa, Cantlay, Clark, Scheffler, Harman, Xander.
Mm-hmm.
Nice enough guys, but I need an alpha on this team. And I feel like when you look at all of those guys, yes, incredibly talented. I would kill to play like any of them, right? But like when you look at the DJs and the Brooks and even Bryson, who could be like a nerd, but whatever, he still can intimidate you with his tee shots. Like Zach Johnson has some, I think he has the hardest job right now because is he getting pressure to not add these guys? Is he getting pressure to add some of these guys? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it's going to be incredibly interesting how this all plays out.
No, you're right. I mean, I think that alpha has to be, it's Koepka. He's got to be on the team.
Has to be.
Right. It has to be. I mean, he's got a 6-5-1 record, which is not great, but it's good. And he's a guy who won a major this year, and he's got a chip on his shoulder the size of a boulder. Okay, because he wants to go out there and grind people to dust.
Oh yeah.
Especially because of the LIV thing. I think Spieth has to be on the team. He's 8-7-3 career, and Keegan Bradley, I think, deserves to be on the team. I would put Glover on the team as a rookie. Morikawa and Burns would be my team. Okay, I would leave off Fowler, and I'd leave off Justin Thomas. Even though Justin Thomas is 16-5-3 in the Ryder Cup and President's Cup combined, I don't think he's deserved to be on the team.
Harry, I need to ask you, though, because you're going through these stats, and I don't have it. I saw somewhere on Twitter that Cantlay is undefeated in match play. In the Ryder Cup?
Well, Cantlay's 3-0-1 in the Ryder Cup, apparently. Yeah. Maybe he lost the singles match. I don't know. But he and Schauffele were a great pairing. Schauffele's 3-1-0.
Isn't it crazy when you look at Xander, right? Like, the guy doesn't win a ton.
No.
Right?
No.
Automatically in the Ryder Cup.
He's always
in the this week. He's been top 5 all the past 3 years.
Yeah.
In the majors. He's always there. The guy is just like
he's a lurker.
Yeah. He's a creeper.
But I would put Lucas Glover on the team.
Wow.
I really would. I would put him on the team.
You got to play the hot hand. I think if Zach Johnson puts JT on this team, there's going to be, from the golf community, there's going to be an uproar. Like, it's a good old boys club. You're not merit based anymore. Yeah. Like, listen,
he's not playing well right now.
It's not. You have to ride the hot hand.
Look at his post. He even posted the other day, like, look, it wasn't the season that I wish I had. He kind of did some personal posts and was like, I'm ready to get back at it. Like, I think even he knows he doesn't deserve to be on the team.
Yeah, be good to give some of these other guys a shot.
I was on Inside Golf last week, and I said I think he will probably get on the team. I wouldn't put him on the team, but I think he might get on the team simply because of history, his record in these types of events, and because of Jordan Spieth. Because Spieth is definitely on the team, and he and Jordan are such a great tandem that there might be some lobbying there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets on it. But if I was Zach Johnson, I would put Lucas Glover on the team. That's it.
Wow.
Voice of reason here on the Swing It and Ding It pod.
Right.
That's right. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back to preview the Tour Championship. Welcome back to Swing It and Ding It as we head into the Tour Championship at East Lake for the final 30 golfers who are going to be competing in a steamy hot, it seems, Atlanta this week for $15 million. And we will see the line. Now, I just want to tell you guys, Greeny, who's going to help us see the line, he's kind of got an inside guy, just so you know.
Oh, yeah?
We call him the doctor, okay?
Oh.
And this guy has
He's got a prescription.
He has been hot, and Greeny's been kind of riding him a little bit like Secretariat. He's been riding him.
Is
We're
that
going to
right?
talk about some of his plays, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But Harry, let me know when you want to get into the course, of course. But first, let's just talk about the tournament itself.
Yeah, I mean, it's the final 30 guys. I've kind of been, I don't know, not all that enamored with the playoffs thus far. I got to be honest, and I blame John. I blame John Rahm for this. He's played like crap for 2 weeks in a row, and he is a guy who's fiery and is fun to watch when he's playing well. And I love to see him battling. And to his credit, he has battled, even though he hasn't had his C game, in these first two events. But Scheffler got off to a bad start the first week. Now, last week he played really well and had a chance to win. But, when the top three guys are not all up there, at the top playing, that's what we all want to see. We all want to see, Rory, Spieth, and Scheffler all going at it, with some other guys mixing in. And we haven't really had that. So hopefully we'll get that this week. There's one last chance. And this is a great golf course. It's so fun. Like, I'll get into it a little bit later, but like, it's just, this is the time when you look at the other sports, when you look at, football, when Mahomes plays his best, Jalen Hurts, you're expecting him to play his best. All these quarterbacks in the NFL, you're expecting them to play at the top of their game. And when they don't, the games suffer. And that's what's happening right now a little bit with this golf, because Rory's sort of hanging around and Scheffler is sort of dabbling, but Rahm is really disappointed, and it's kind of let me down a little bit.
All right, let me hit you with some stats real quick, if you don't mind. All right, so 2019, Rory wins 18 under. He started fifth. He started 5 under, right? Came back. 2020, DJ, 21 under, started first, 10 under. 21, Cantlay, 21 under, started first, 10 under. 22, Rory, 21 under, started sixth at 4 under. And we talked about Xander was top 5 all 3 years. And then I talked about Jeff Ulrich from at the Fantasy Grind. Make sure you follow him. Nobody starting -1 or even has ever been in the top 5 in this format, just so you know. So if you're looking at every year, someone from the 2 under starting position has ended up in the top 5.
That's great.
It's wild.
So take a look at some of those too. You have Sunjay, you have Tom Kim, you have Corey Connors, you have Siwoo, right? Some of those guys that can make a move.
Yeah.
The worst the leader has finished in 4 years was T3, and that was 2019. And the last 3 years, the leader has finished on top or within a shot of the winner. So it is a top heavy tournament. But the Xander stat really stood out. It's crazy. It's like the guy's always there.
That is wild.
Always there. But Harry Mays, it comes down to the golf course. They're saying it's going to be hot. They're saying it's going to be fast.
Hotlanta.
The course.
Hotlanta, the ATL.
With Harry Mays.
Yeah, I mean, East Lake, classic design, par 70, 7,300 plus yards, a Donald Ross gem. Tom Bendelow was the original architect, and then Donald Ross came in and got all the credit for doing, all the bunkering and so forth. Bermuda greens, Bermuda rough, Zoysia fairways, which I'd love to play on someday because your ball apparently sets up there like a mat. You're just like chopping it right off of a mat. That must be nice. Front 9 is on the east side.
Any courses up in our area that have that?
I'm not sure. We got to investigate. I think that's more of a southern thing because it deals with the heat really well.
Yeah.
Front 9 is on the east side of Atlanta. The back 9's towards the west. There's 2 par 5s, number 6 and number 18. 4 par 3s, number 2. Number 9, which goes over the lake at 240 yards. They got to, clear the lake, which isn't a problem for those guys. The 11th, 215 yards with a pond short of the green. It would terrify us. It does. They don't even see it. Number 15, though, I can guarantee you they see 220 plus yards, all carry over water. They are even petrified. I guarantee it, because it's late in the round. The closing holes, several tough par fours. The 13th, the 446 yarder downhill, tight against the edge of the property. Then you turn left and you go down the hill on 14, 534 yards. Tight downhill, going down towards the lake. Then you got that 15th hole. Then you come back up the hill from 16, 459 yards, slight dog leg left. Not an easy hole. The 17th hole, 445 yards, dog leg left, big bunker in front of the green. This is massive bunker that you got to clear to get to the green. And then the 18th, where you're coming back down the hill, you're hitting a tee shot. You can't see the landing area. You're trying to go down near the water. And then you got a shot over the water with a well-guarded green with kind of one of those shorter bunkers that makes it looks like it's up near the green, but it's not. And then two big bunkers right. But there's a way to get the ball in there from the left-hand side. But that hole will provide a lot of drama. And I hope we have, something within a shot of the lead coming down on Sunday, because it will be awesome. Great place.
No doubt about it. Our fantasy DraftKings contest is up and running. Make sure you hop in. Danielle, you firing in this week or what?
I need to. I think I missed like the last two. I'm going to actually go on right now and at least like submit something because I need to get in.
All right, so let's see the line with our friends from DraftKings, and let's pause real quick to hear about our friends from DraftKings and what they have to offer. All right, and welcome back as we continue to see the line. And as we do when we have a guest, we go to the guest first. And we talked about Greeny has a bit of a guy that's been hot, right? And he's been getting some info from him. So let's see the line for the Tour Championship. Greeny, what do you like?
Yeah, so my boy is Scotty. Some might know him as Sendos. He's on the DraftKings.
Yeah, if you ever see that name on there.
He's always up at the top. He's an MD, not a DO, so he can be trusted. He's been hot. He's been hot. He's got a couple good guys he likes this week. It's a little bit of a weird week with the the staggered start.
Yeah.
And I like to follow what he says, but I also have my own opinions. At the top, it's kind of hard to pick a winner. When you have guys who are starting so far ahead, and these guys who are even better than their average when they come across on the on the four rounds. So for me, I like Rory. I just feel like he's bringing it. He loves the course there.
That's a crazy short number, 330. The difference between Rory and 3 or 4 guys down is crazy. Well, I mean, because of the format, but it's wild. 330.
It is. It's a good number. And then for a couple top fives, I really do like Brian Harmon, whose game has just been on point these last couple weeks, plus 500. And then also Russell Henley is another guy who's not the most flashy guy out there, but he's been slow and steady. Just makes it happen each week. He's at plus 600 for a top 5. That's also Scotty approved on those 2 picks.
Okay.
Nice.
Tremendous. I love it. So as we know, Greeny's a member over at the Great Green Valley. Some of our good friends over there, Coop. They had a bunch of the guys that came over to support us for the Swing It and Ding It Open, which was tremendous. We had Factor, who was on the pod, right? Who made his debut. So, Greeny and I are playing solo for the next couple of days, but we play, we get some rounds in with some of these guys. And Harry, I know you have some questions about Factor. You kind of want to.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been hearing some things, some whispers, around the industry that there is a Factor pod in the works, because he deems himself a host and a guest all in one. So is there any truth to this?
I think it would have to come from the person you're speaking to right now. I think that's where it would have to be pushed out from, if I'm not mistaken.
There are some rumblings.
Yeah,
there are
some rumblings.
I mean, he made a good pitch at the Swinging and Dinging outing. He had his radio voice on. He was ready to go.
He did. I'll tell you what, though, heck of a golfer.
Yeah. Oh,
we went up to Bethpage Black. He was in that group that played that. He's just as he's good. He's just steady.
He's just steady. He's got a great swing. Sometimes he gets in that slot, as he told you about. And, when he's in that slot, that's when the true Andrew Factor comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
tell you what, he gave me incredible. I was having a little trouble, like right off the green, high rough, chipping the ball out. He gave me a little, hey, step a little closer, get that club more,
a little more vertical.
Upright,
yeah.
And hit it off the toe.
Yeah.
Boom, popping right out.
Get that heel off the ground so you don't catch it in the rough. Yeah.
You got that straight, Harry.
Podcast host and golf instructor all in one.
It's incredible. I mean, the guy does it all, Factor.
I'm telling you.
Fact money, baby. Love to see it.
Fact money.
All right, Harry, how you seeing the line here? You got some action in this one or what?
Yeah, I'm in our fantasy contest.
Guys, I'm trying to do it right now, but you see at the bottom it's over salary cap.
You're over the cap.
You're
over the cap. You're like the NBA. You're over the cap.
Yeah. I have to redraft. I always do that. I pick like just off the cuff, and then I go back and like make some tweaks.
That's what I think I'm going to do, just to submit, so I have something in there.
Well, I'm going to take.
I went Brian Harmon 1 and done. Just so you know.
Oh, you did.
I had him left on the board. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I had Rahm last week and he sucked, so that figures. I mean, luckily there was no cut, or he probably would have been cut. I'm taking Schauffele this week because he just owns this golf course. Now he'll probably shoot, 2 under and finish in the 20 to 30. But I took winner without strokes, Schauffele at plus 900, and I took winner including strokes, Rahm plus 800. Just to get some value out of those guys. And I'm thinking like Rahm is due for a week. I mean, he is so pissed off right now. And I don't blame him because he's played. Yeah. He can't find fairways and he's misreading putts left and right. Tom Kim in a matchup over Siwoo Kim. I'm going Kim on Kim crime. Tom Kim minus 130 over Siwoo. All right. A little Korea action. And then I'm taking Harmon minus 110 over Wyndham Clark in a matchup.
All right. I like it. I think Rory's going to win. I don't think I could take him at that number. I do think he's going to win this week, though. But you think about the difference between Rory, who started at 7, and Fitzpatrick, who's starting at 4 under, or minus 4, is 4,000. So I kind of like Fitzpatrick here. Xander, why would I not take him in the top 5? I know it's minus 110, but like, all right, you got it. He's going to be there. And Cantlay, who's starting at minus 4 at plus 1,600. It's a pretty decent number. I'm gonna ride this stat that we talked about with Jeff Ulrich saying every year someone from starting minus 2 position ends up in the top 5, and I'm gonna go Tom Kim at plus 250 to see if we can keep that stat going this year.
There you go.
Danielle, what are you thinking? How's that lineup shaking out? Anyone jumping out to you? Do you think Scheffler gets it done? You think he holds the lead or what?
I think I'm not on the Chef train this week. I'm really not.
She's off the train.
Fading Scheffler.
What is it? Smushing them? Mush. I'll get it one of these weeks. I'm still trying to figure out my lineup here. I'm going to have to just pass right now.
Smush is what me and Greeny are looking to do on this bed behind me in Lake George when we're done the podcast. A couple more in Yehos.
Oh, my.
Oh my God. And on a news segment.
That's a family vacation.
Keep it in the fam, Harry.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, my cheeks hurt now. My goodness.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Nope. I'll let you know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
All right.
Now, your tea time is when? 7 a.m.?
We are 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
And you got all these añejos in you? Like, when are you guys getting up in the morning? Like, what's
just
the
might
routine?
not go to bed.
We got to be out of the house.
Yeah, right.
26. Probably 6. Up at 6.
Up at 6?
That's not too bad.
If I had a 7 a.m. tea time, I'd be up at 4:10 a.m.
We're not going to go to the rain.
My stretches, I'd have to
just do a little.
I'd have to. Oh my God! See, you're not 58 years old yet. Just wait till you get to my age.
Couple espressos.
Howard, this is vacation golf. You just you're rolling out. You're rolling out of the car. You're throwing your spikes on. You're on the first tee, and the ball's in the air.
Yeah. That's right.
Vacation.
Couple espressos, and then the whole time we're just dreaming of that breakfast sandwich when we're done.
That's awesome. Well, have a great time.
Right.
Thank you. All right, guys, great stuff. We will be back next week to see what happens, see how it all played out. And then there's going to be a lot of Ryder Cup talk in the next couple of weeks to see how this all shakes out. Captain Johnson has some tough choices to make. We'll see how it all comes together. We'll be back next week. Thank you.